Hey ladies and gentlemen, how you guys been doing? It's your boys in here. Welcome to Pokemon Tag. Yes, you know what? Thinking about it, maybe we should play rock, paper, scissors right now. Like, tell me how many did I get? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Do let me know in the comment section below. But, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Pokemon Tag video. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been tagged, you know, but it's not important. What is important is that, you know, you can make this video. It's my channel, I can do what I want, and these are the questions that I may as well answer because my channel is Pokemon directed and I don't have to wait for anybody to tag me, so I may as well do it myself and tag myself. So if anybody out there feels like making a video like this, don't wait, just make a video, you know? You don't have to necessarily be tagged to make stuff like this. I also changed some of the questions because some of these questions have been truly lazy made. Like for example, you know, I'm not trying to bash the original creator, but let's be serious here. You were doing this for the purpose of just spamming, really. When you got a question that is, who is your favorite legendary? And you got another question afterwards saying, who's your second favorite legendary? You could easily put that into one question and make the other question a little bit more interesting. So I'm gonna change those questions that are considered a bit of a spam by making them a little bit more thought-provoking, or basically digging yourself into the past and sharing some of the old experiences, or new, I don't know, depending on the question, right? But anyways, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right into it with the first question. What is your favorite Pokemon type? Right, so we got three types that really stand out for me. They are Fire, Psychic, and Dark. Everybody wants to have telekinesis powers, you know, almighty push, and just freaking everywhere. You know, what comes around, circles around, and spins around, and goes around, and everything is great. Who doesn't want to have Mewtwo's powers? It's freaking sick. But then we got Fire, which I like as an element. Thinking about it, it would all come down to Dark, and I would have to pick Dark, because really, Dark, Night, I love Night, Dark, sinister gothic, like who doesn't like that? And it's mysterious, and I like what Dark represents. The Pokemon it's got, also one of the Pokemon is my favorite on the design level. I'm gonna go into that a little bit later, but without a doubt my favorite type is Dark. And it's not because of the Pokemon itself, but as a type, because in second gen it also became a bit of a counter to the likes of Psychic, which were dominant in the first generation, so kinda like that touch as well. But ever since, Dark types. Right, what is your favorite region? Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. As a region, as a landscape, like basically there needs to be a little bit more. This doesn't necessarily mean that this region, these games are my favorite, because I'm gonna say Hoenn, but that doesn't mean Alpha, Sapphire, or just Sapphire in particular and Ruby are my favorite games, because that's not the case. That goes to Silver and Gold. But again, this is going beyond that with trainers. I guess thinking about it, it all kind of goes together, but not really, because trainers, you know, are there as an individual thing on the landscape. So again, it should not be involved in a way. So I'm gonna say Hoenn because it was a really bright game, filled with colorful colors and just the joyful music that was in, especially Route 101. Freaking awesome! Love that music, and you know, the soundtrack. It was a really bright game. And filled with lots of water, you know, lots of blue. It was a really bitchy game. I guess IGN kind of expected a desert surrounding the island, so they gave it a 7.8, but you know, stress not, 7.8 is an excellent score. I guess some people didn't really agree to that. They wanted a perfect 10, damn it, perfect 10. So yeah, that's how it went. So yeah, next question. Which Pokemon games do you own? Just a second. I have them covered here because I came in prepared. Yes, we got Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. It doesn't really look all that blue right now because there's no colors for some reason. Pokemon X. Why X? Because Pokemon Y. You know, you cannot go Y because, you know, before the X. it's, you know, it's Y or X. You gotta pick Y, but you always need to go question yourself, why did I pick Y? Why didn't I pick X? But X is forgotten because it's X and going against Y. You cannot struggle against Y. Y is there to question its own beliefs. Okay, I'm gonna mess around with your brains right now. So basically we got Pokemon Whito. That's right. It's got Nintendo coins in here before Mario comes in and kicks my ass and steals all my coins. Damn you, Mario. Damn you. Damn you, Mario. And yeah, all the stuff are also just already included. Plus a special mention to one game. That's right, Pokemon Goldo. That's right. Is on the side here. I love this game. It's my oldest game I own. It's in German. Sadly, I do not speak German, and I cannot seem to understand for the life of me either. But it was filled with one of the most oldest save files I had, and sadly it got corrupted. You know, it all comes down to situations such as this, so there's no question about it. It will, you know, it will eventually happen. It happened not really recently, but it was sad when it happened because I had so many memories on this. The save file in here was filled with Pokemon that, again, you kind of take you back just seeing them, and a certain scene that also happened. But with the corrupt save file, you know, memories are all that are here, and even that will fade away at some point, you know, because that is how it works. Okay, fourth question. In the games, which gender do you normally play as? Now, I actually recently asked this question to the people, you know, because also some had questions like this, and I was asking myself, do they really, like, aren't they sure of their own gender interest? Because I know some people play as a female just because they wanna look at this fictional female's butt, which is all okay, but still, you know, it's struggling why people do play by different gender. And there were three, you know, answers that really stood out. One, again, was basically, you know, looking at the female's butt. Second was not really fictional, but more like fashion choices. There was more choices revolving around clothing, and that makes, you know, all perfect sense. You know, we got more options, I guess, you know, but I'm not too much into fashion, especially female fashion, so I would have not really considered changing, you know, my own gender in game just because I had more options. But again, to each his own. But having more, you know, clothing choices is definitely a great answer. And the last one was that they want to go follow the anime. Like May, for example, was with Ash and Brock, and they want to play as May because, you know, in the anime they kind of grew to like May, and they want to play as May. But here is a thing. I got something similar as my own answer to the reason why I play as male. I don't want to follow the anime. I want to follow myself. I want to put myself into this fictional world, experience the game, which you cannot experience in real life, and represent that character as I play him by naming him after me. Basically by the internet name if I do a let's play, or by my own name if I play the game on my own. But then again, I tend to really stick, you know, kind of stick around the Xenon name. I've been using it even when I'm playing myself. It's a name that's starting to really become something more just a typical internet name. But the reason I play as male is because I am male, and I cannot change this. Like, even if you go into the fictional world, you can, you know, you're open to the imagination, but I still am male. I got me, you know, male equipment on me, so going against this and just naming myself female would also counterpart the whole thing. So I cannot do that, you know. So I play as male, and I don't see myself ever playing as female after that, because again, I like to put myself into this fictional world and be male. I have to play male. I have to play male. I want to play male, of course, you know. So next question: do you watch the anime? Okay, basically I kind of stopped watching, and it's not the age. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. If you guys feel that you are too old to watch Pokemon, then you really are old. Like, you really are. You manage to let other people, other people's looks onto things influence on you, and you should definitely never do that, because what's making you happy, you're never too old for that. You really aren't. Like, you only live once. Like, who cares what other people think? Just do it. Like, who cares what other people think? You know, for the interest into games, you're never too old for this. and I know people that watch it into their 30s, like Sucker for Jessica, for example, enjoyed them. The reason I kind of stopped watching, age being the last reason that will never be a reason to begin with. I just mentioned that, you know, again, age and stuff like this don't really ever go together. You know, Pokemon is not a kid's game. It's a game for all age, basically. So I stopped because Team Rocket. I couldn't take any more fillers, because that's how I look at Team Rocket at some point. They were fillers. They were always the same. Catching Pikachu, which value simply stands up to Mewtwo for some reason, and I couldn't take that. And not to mention that the character development in that anime was 0 to none. I feel that most side characters had more characters to them, character development to them, more in-depth look onto things than Ash itself. And if I cannot like the main character, which I used to like when I was younger, but as I grow older, I seem to understand that I like Ash is so predictable. It's all about caring, and it just doesn't work that way. Like, I want him to be a little bit more, you know, than just predictable character, a typical character build. And he seems to get younger as well, which is weird. I heard that Team Rocket is not in the newest seasons, which is great. I want to go back, but then I remember of Ash, and I'm like, I don't know. I've seen the animations; it's tremendously improved. But I watched it for the first 2 seasons, basically until Misty was gone, and then I watched some of the May, some of the Alpha, basically the 3rd generation days. I like that a lot. I've seen 4th gen, basically the champion, basically the tournaments. Paul and Ash Bell I watched, and there was some actual strategy involved. I was like actually surprised. Ash is actually making switches. What the hell is going on? So that was great. But then I heard that Infernape was taking all the glory, which is typical, you know. I do wonder sometimes, like Charizard was taking most of the glory back in the days, and now it even came back at some point, people told me, like for a couple of episodes if I'm not mistaken. Again, I haven't really watched. I believe it was Black and White that he came back, so that was quite a while, but I feel like fans really have the influence. It's just sad that I don't see Bulbasaur, because a fan of Bulbasaur, and I've heard that the Torterra was overshadowed by Infernape. I hate that when they do that. Like, what's with the fire types that get like all this outclass level for everything else to be outshadowed? And I don't know. The one question, why the hell isn't Pikachu level 1000 at this point? He keeps on resetting. He keeps on having that glitch somehow. But people need to understand, Pikachu is strong with that Light Ball. People seem to think that Raichu is stronger. Light Ball or 400 special attack? Nobody to mess around with. I believe it's 400, yeah. A little bit over, which is insane if you got modest nature on that. And even to attack if you got adamant, which again is insane. So yeah, it can definitely muscle with Raichu and one-on-one, you know, extreme speed is gonna hurt. But then again, Raichu is gonna speed and kill it. Forget what I just said. Pikachu is gonna need some serious screens to handle that one. Okay, I'm just going off topic. I'm sorry guys, I seem to always have this problem not staying on the things that I'm talking about. But I hope you guys are still around listening to me ramble about stuff that make no sense anymore. How many seen in PokeDex? Okay, this is a question that's just about numbers. Like, I can say what, you know, I've seen it all, but honestly I would have been lying. I'm not gonna be checking, so I'm just gonna change this question to my own question. Share with us first shiny encounter experience. How did it go? Now, my first was Butterfree. If anybody hasn't been hearing this story before, which I was talking about, but may as well share it again. It was in Lake Rage. I believe it was in this game. I know it was in the gold game, but I had no Pokeballs to speak of, so that is how it went. I couldn't catch it. Yeah, Lake Rage, headbutt in a tree, getting a shiny Butterfree, couldn't catch it. That is how it all went. Next question. In that game, how many... Oh, again, a question about numbers. I could say 720, but again, what's the point? I'm gonna change this. If Pokemon Fictional World was real, what would you want to achieve to be in it? Basically, like, open yourself. You can be anything you want. Now, you're gonna be like a professor that studies Pokemon, you know, the way they live, their body, just the whole care and health for the Pokemon. But honestly, I would like to be, like, looking at it, Elite have their value, you know, Elite are important. Champion is out there, but I feel like they would have not been as filled with job work as Gym Leader. So I would definitely, if I had the opportunity, I would apply to become a Dark Gym Leader. Now, thinking about it, I had some ideas as a dark gym leader, like what kind of structure would I have as a gym leader, what kind of what would I look in a trainer for them to pass me, so I can like build them up as trainers more, to be more self-confident, and I would probably challenge them on their fear, fear of dark, basically, because I am dark gym leader. I feel it would have only been right to challenge me, approach my little tower that's got its chambers, and it's like you gotta step down, you know, you gotta take a foot down to like 20 levels to get to my chambers and kind of prove yourself worthy. But you would have to come challenge me at night. I feel like that's the appropriate time, you know. And after you would have get in, first thing is first, the doors would have locked completely. You're in for terror. You are in to challenge your own fear, and if you would there's no way a scaredy cat could ever get a gym badge from me before he would not even face me. And if he did, he better be prepared, because I got myself equipped with Houndoom on the left, yeah, not really, well, on your left, but on my right, and of course Tyranitar on my on my left. So, you know, it's kind of crazy just thinking about it, because people would have to like step down, you know, they had to like bell a couple of people. I would have also hired a couple of people doing voices, you know, being like Skyrand Chris, being like, the sky is the limit, and they would have tried to, you know, grab rope and try to climb up, but then realized, oh no, we cannot use escape rope from here. This doesn't work in here, you know, the doors have been shut. You are in my place now. You are my bitch. Okay, maybe I would have been arrested after that, because it would have probably been absolute traumatizing experience to get to me. It's crazy, but you know, it's Pokemon World. Stuff worked different there. Yeah. But no, seriously, if you get to me and you beat me, I swear you would have had the balls of steel getting outside. No, nothing can stop you now. Nothing can stop you now. Seriously, that there's no way. Nothing will stop you. You are the next champion. Yes, but that's how my gym would have been built. Out of fear, you know, try to crush you with terror. But yeah. Right, next question. Do you even like Pokemon? Okay, again, changing this question, because let's be serious, what kind of trollish question is this? Like, no disrespect to the person asking, but still, it makes no sense. Why do you love Pokemon games so much? Did anything change from before to now? Now, when I say so much, I don't mean legitimately mean so much. You may not like it as you used to back in the days, and that kind of applies to me as well, because back in the days I was all about story, I was all about battling. I kept on repeating the game the whole time. Now I cannot seem to go back and repeat the Alpha Sapphire story, because I'm not in for story anymore. I'm in for experimenting with different you know, custom sets, trying to make the impossible work, and trying to give people, you know, this ideas. Hey, this actually works. You know, it's Choice Bandit for it. Choice Band for present. He is amazing. Trick, you know, just trick something. Choice Band, you freaking log them. Just double edge, extreme power. It's great. Like Choice Band for it. You know, make stuff that don't feel all that comfortable other people facing, because they're more comfortable facing the more standard things. Work, and it especially works against more skillful player, because they know what to expect the most when it comes down to standard stuff, while they are the ones that are totally confused when it comes down to not so standard. You know, it's, well, it still depends on what you are actually most used to facing, going back to it. But yeah, it's a creativity that keeps me going. Story modes, story game, not really. Nuzlocke, a few hack games, definitely. Pokemon Prism, Kaizo. Some of the best hack games I've played have been Pokemon related in some way, but when it comes down to it, I'm not as addicted to Pokemon as I used to be, but competitive is where I stand right now, and if there was not as much customization behind Pokemon as it is now, I would probably not even be playing anymore. It's a fact. So yeah. Next question. Do you collect the trading cards? In elementary school, lots of my friends used to be really into collecting. Like, they used to have so many Charizards, and I've actually seen Charizard cards are really rare and really expensive now. You know, one would ask themselves, why didn't I collect back then? You know, because now stuff are really valuable, but who knows, you know, back in the days. Then again, I didn't have much desire to collect cards like this, so I would probably not even do it. Even if I know, you know, these cards are gonna be expensive at some point, I would have not done it, because honestly, my desire was not there. My desire was playing the games. I love the Game Boy Color, you know, Game Boy games, trading card games, Pokemon trading card games. That game was amazing for how complex it was. You know, I was like, I get the cards in the game. Why would I even bother, you know, collecting my own? Then again, you know, that was something I didn't really go into it. If you have the trading cards, do you play the game or just collect? Again, no. So the other question will have to be no as well. Do you draw Pokemon? I'm gonna try to change this, because really, I know it's Pokemon tag video, but if you draw a Pokemon, that means you probably draw something else. So just be open about it. Like, if you make this video and you want to share some of your drawing skills, if we could call them that way, I'm horrible. The last time I draw, like really draw, was like in elementary school. I loved drawing back in the days. Then I kind of stopped the so-called practice. I was also, you know, I guess, decent back in the days in elementary school. I could have become good at some point if I really like dedicate myself, but there's other things I dedicate myself more time to, basically the gaming, and yeah, I kind of stopped drawing as much. So I'm just gonna like put at least like one, not really Pokemon related picture, but still, it's a drawing. So again, it doesn't have to be Pokemon. You guys can just share whatever you want. This one is Okami, but it's nothing special because it's been redrawn. You know, I've seen the picture. I've just draw with, you know, with the image I've seen. It wasn't really put on the monitor, but it was, you know, still, I've seen the picture. What is your favorite Pokemon? Right. This is all nostalgia. There's no question about it. Most people will probably put a star, and I'm no different. My favorite is without doubt Bulbasaur as a starter, and I guess Bulbasaur in anime. I love Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur was the shit. Like anime, Bulbasaur was the Pokemon, man. But thinking about it, it's all about strength, so I have to say Venusaur. I mean, Venusaur now is amazing. Mega Venusaur is great, and I really like the idea that Mega Venusaur, it's not all about Mega Venusaur. What is even more threatening sometimes, if you, is Chlorophyll Venusaur. It's amazing to see Drought Charizard support Chlorophyll Venusaur. They are the two stars that actually support each other. That is insane. And you got Sleep Powder, you got +2 speed, you're gonna be outspeed even the fastest Scarfers out there. And yeah, that's amazing. I really like the idea of that, and I really like how they developed Venusaur, in which way he is actually now OU, and with Mega Venusaur being VGC used a lot, it's got diversity for grass type. It's got it. It's got Sword Dance, even Seed Bomb. It can go special. It can go, you know, it's incredible, especially now with fairy types involved. And I really do like that my favorite Pokemon has been kicking ass ever since 5th gen, but especially in 5th gen. I believe that was the day he got Dream Road Chlorophyll involved, you know, from the black and white, and kind of proceed to go from there. The Decimate, the Dominate. At some point he was like the scariest thing in OU, which was funny, but it's actually kind of true. So yeah, Venusaur without doubt, but it's not because, you know, he's terrorizing the fields. It's because, you know, he's got that nostalgia value in me, and yeah, it's all nostalgia at this point. You know, when it comes down to favoritizing its design, it would not be Venusaur, it's something else. So we're gonna go into that question as we're gonna go. But until then, let's continue forward. What is your second favorite? Again, like I said, this is spam. I'm just gonna change this question. I'm gonna put description questions, all of it, original questions as well, the ones that I changed. So if you make a video, you can pick any of those two. Like, you can pick my question or the ones that was originally put in. So this way, you know, you had more options, and just answer the one that you really want to answer. Yeah, your favorite two Pokemon designs. Like I said, you know, for your favorite design doesn't necessarily apply that it's your favorite Pokemon, because as I said, Venusaur is my favorite Pokemon, but he's got other reasons. I have other reasons for why he is my favorite. At the same time, design is not one of them. While I do like Venusaur's design, it's definitely not in my top 5 or top 10. The top 2 is without a doubt Houndoom, and Mega Houndoom is just incredible looking. It even becomes better. But in particular, Houndoom from the second generation sprite, from the crystal to be a little bit more precise. I love Houndoom design. You know, the bones he's got stuck and outside his body, and he is a hellhound, and I like that concept. We got a guardian of hell, a dark guardian of hell in a Pokemon world, and he's got he's got everything cool going on for him. He is a fire dark. He's got two types that I absolutely love, and yeah, its design is just mind-blowing. I still remember playing it in Crystal Gold, and I was always blown away. I was like, I had to have this, but I can't seem to find it. And then in the Kanto region, there was a grassy area that you can get a Houndour, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna level this, I'm gonna get this Houndoom, and I'm gonna own the Elite. And my god, that Houndoom in the Elite, used by Karen, that thing put in so much pressure with that crunch and flamethrower. It always surprised me. My god, that thing had surprisingly lots of power, lots of juice behind him. And yeah, that dark fire combination coverage is incredible, even nowadays. But yeah, Houndoom. Next one is Luxray. Luxray, you know, it's funny because Luxray and Houndoom has got something about their designs really tell me Luxray, if he got a Mega Evolution, he needs to become Dark Electric. I believe that is the type we still don't have. Well, I don't really understand what kind of benefits he would gain from that, because Dark and Electric coverage, like resistances, wouldn't probably not be getting many of them. Probably like weakness to ground, which is common and so forth. But at the same time, Electric on its own doesn't have too many weaknesses, and I believe it's only ground that Electric is weak to. So it would have also gained resistances to flying, which is a bonus definitely, like fixing like things like Talonflame and so forth. But Dark Electric, and the reason I say Dark Electric is because it's something about Luxray design, like not really half of his body, but the whole blue parts are, you know, static, colorful, and not really as colorful as one would want, but a little bit more brighter and happy, while the second half of his designs, the black parts, just represent lots of anger, lots of rage, lots of lots of power, and I feel he is perfect dark. Like especially when you look at his design, his head design, like he's got so much like design work, so much greatness in him. Like they could like make his Mega freaking stand out incredibly. Like there's just so many things they could make with this Pokemon, and I'm just waiting for the day that Mega Luxray becomes a thing, because that's gonna be something else. And Mega Luxray, like aggression, like look, just you know, you're freaking facing a beast now. And they're both on 4 legs, so I guess I seem to have something about things on 4 legs. Well, I do love Marowak, just saying, I do love Marowak. It is my mascot at the end. But we're gonna talk about Marowak some other day. For these questions, I don't believe have anything to do with Marowak. Still, those two Pokemon designs stand out without a doubt. Luxray, and most of all Houndoom from 2nd gen. But Mega Houndoom, my god, he is everything I wanted in a Pokemon. Yeah. Next question. The draw with favored us. I always seem to get really. really lost into these questions. I got them all in Notepad, so not all that prepared on that one. Plus, this is unscripted. You know, I'm just making this video, talking to you guys. You know, didn't really get prepared outside of the games and whatnot. So, what is your favorite legendary? Without a doubt, it had to be Ho-Oh. I will have to say the reason Ho-Oh, because I kind of like Mewtwo, especially from the anime. So I kind of grow attached to Mewtwo in the game. But then the more I see it, is the Ho-Oh, the bird that was introduced to us in the first episode actually, and ever since then, Ho-Oh was not shown to us. I feel like Ho-Oh has got the most mystery behind him. And because Lugia was already revealed in 2nd gen, in the 2nd movie, Lugia was incredible. Like Lugia is probably my 2nd favorite. And this is kind of funny because the next question is actually second favorite, but I actually changed that question, so may as well tell you guys right now. Lugia is my 2nd favorite, but Ho-Oh is my 1st. I don't know what's up with those two birds, but Ho-Oh in particular, again, like I said, there's so much mystery that hasn't been shown to us as in this bird representing some movie as a character of sorts. It wasn't done, and I like that mystery, I really do. And I want it to stay that way because it's a big part of why this is my favorite, as well as using this. In Ubers, Ho-Oh with a Salt Vest or just a Rest Sleep Talker, this thing will make Darkrai scream in agony and pain. Rest Sleep Talk not really rest, but just sleep talk set with leftovers, Darkrai better run, because that thing is so ridiculously powerful. It is incredible. Ho is truly incredible. You gotta have rocks, or else that thing is on a whole new scale. That special defense is so amazing. It can probably take Specs Dracos in there, even in there, which most things, even that resist, are gonna struggle, and probably even get one shot at some point, because some of the things in there are incredibly strong. But Ho special can definitely muscle with the special moves that are inside there, taking unstepped T-bolts, 2 of them with complete ease, and proceed to go from there. I like its design. It's mysterious, as much mysterious as I want it to be, and I love using it. You know, that's more than plenty of reasons for me to be my favorite, without a doubt. Funnily enough, Mewtwo, Ho-Oh, and Lugia. After that, I guess I could say special goes to Reshiram, but looking at all the legendaries, I guess Entei and Suicune, but I don't know what's up with the others, because I just don't see them like being in my list of favorites. I don't know, I seem to forget all others after that. Suicune, Entei, you know, some of this old school, I guess, I got a spark for. Outside of Reshiram, I seem to like Reshiram much more than I, you know, kind of look at Zekrom. I feel like Zekrom is a little bit too robotic-like. I kind of like my thing to be less, a little bit more organic looking, you know. Zekrom really does look like a robot at some point. It's freaking crazy. It is cool, but I don't know. I kind of like prefer Reshiram's design still. Again, I'm just going off. You guys have already hear my answer to this question, so let's continue forward. What is your second favorite? I already answered this, so I'm gonna change this question. The first Pokemon encounter that surprised you in aspect of his or her design, or its design, depending if it is genderless and whatnot. Houndoom would definitely be it, because the elite. But then going back, I would have to say, you know, Nidoking in the first generation was incredible looking. It definitely was. That sprite was something else. But then it wasn't the one that truly surprised me. The one that truly surprised me, funnily enough, it wasn't even Mewtwo. The one that truly surprised me was Jasmine, 6th gym leader in 2nd generation Johto region, that had a Steelix. Now Steelix just blew me away, because the thing is, ever since I've seen Steelix, I know fully well this is somehow related to Onix. And back in the days, I had lots of expectation for Onix after seeing, you know, Brock using it. But then seeing that attack and that poor reason for a special that he had, kind of good speed, but really when he got so lackful, you know, stats, it's a questionable Pokemon. You know, why does Onix have this little attack? Like, it looks really powerful, but then you compare it to Graveler and start to realize, wait, Geodude is on the same level of power, if not even stronger than Onix. Are you kidding me? I can't seem to go to stats right now, but I seem to feel like Geodude would have been stronger if like properly EV trained or something, which is insane. But again, I feel like Onix stats were questionable back in the generation, and he got an incredible boost. He gained Steel type, ladies and gentlemen, Steel type, and the design of Steelix was incredible, taking all the space. I believe I played it in Crystal. I believe that was the sprite I first seen it. But it doesn't matter, because its design truly blew me away. And yeah, that was the Pokemon that blew me away in aspect of his or her design. So next question. Do you know what number 493 in the national dex is? Okay, now I'm just gonna put it straight away. You know, this is not quiz, so I'm gonna change this question, but I guess I could answer. I believe it's Arceus, because I believe that is where 493, I believe that is in the Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, where the dex ends, and Arceus is last, right? Then again, if that's not the case, Shaman Sky? Was Shaman Sky in the 4th gen? I believe it was, right? So I say Arceus still, but I'm gonna change this question, because again, this feels like a quiz. This is like, you know, just a typical question. So I'm gonna change this. Competitive Pokemon you seem to struggle facing when comparing to the rest up till now. When I was making my teams, like, people seem to always tell me I need to make a team building video. They seem to always think that I have a really balancing team. I always make, like, when I make a team, I got this simple formula. One defensive poke, one special defensive poke that got good cores surrounding them, and then you got a mix of special and physical attackers. I don't seem to like struggle too much in bringing priority moves, which I should, but it's not really my playing style sometimes. And the other times I make a Pokemon which team supports him with the help of screens and so forth, and kind of proceed to revolve my team building around that Pokemon. But I always use Marionette's team builder or something else to know that I don't have too many weaknesses to one common typing. That's something about my team. I don't have too many common weaknesses. Now, how well do those Pokemon perform? Well, you just need to kind of experience it. You know, it's all about trial and error at that point. Really, it all depends on the person. That's why I kind of stuck and never really made a team building video, because it all depends on you, how you play your games. Are you hyper offensive? Are you defensive? Like, there's so many things you can go play around. That's something you will need to learn about yourself as a player, and learn how to work with it, because it is you that can learn the most about yourself and how you play. And my video would not really give you, you know, it would have given you like a tip or two, but I don't feel I'm really necessarily the person to make a video like this, even after people keep on saying me that my teams seem to be, you know, stable to a certain degree. Well, I actually would doubt that one. But yeah, the Pokemon I seem to struggle when I make a team. I guess I could say this was back in the days that got me nightmares, not legitimate nightmares, but I was struggling against it. It was a Cosmic Power Clefable. Now with Stole Power, this incredible Clefable is a true threat. I believe it gained Fairy type as well, and it's something else. Like Cosmic Power back in the days, I believe it was a Bell that had against a friend. I know fully well he's gonna bring a Cosmic Power Clefable, and I brought the Gengar. But the funny part is, he stole down my Gengar completely to struggle, because he keep on using Cosmic Power, and then he used Psymetos, but he had all these other moves that he could stall my my Gengar with complete ease. So it was so you know, the whole thing was not going anywhere. It was a mindfuck, and I was like, oh man, I gotta keep on using this move that he is immune to, and everything was just going shit bananas. He even had Inkor that he was running. Inkor, Cosmic Power, Psymetos, and Sawboil, I believe. A dead set. My god, don't want to go into that. But I guess nowadays, that was the Pokemon before. Nowadays, Gliscor, Toxic Orb, Poison Hue, Gliscor. I don't know what's with it, because most people play defensive with that. You know, Sword Instinct set I can most likely have easier time handle, but it's something about that Pokemon's typing that I seem to always struggle when making my own team. But I don't really tend to put myself too much efforts into Ice, which I should again very much consider, for it is very essential in that particular tier. Still, that is the Pokemon, yeah. Next question. Would you rather have a Meow or a Glowra? Okay, this is a typical question about a dog cat. Honestly, I love cats, I love dogs. Like, I was once attacked, you guys already know, I was once attacked by like more than 10 dogs. If I was not a sprinter at that point, I would died. But the thing is, that doesn't mean I hate dogs. Not at all. I love dogs. Hell, Houndoom is my favorite design. It's a dog, and I love it. Hell, we got, well, basically dog, cats, both of them. So I'm gonna change this question. If you could own a Pokemon in real life, who would it be and why? Oh man, like, you could own a Ditto. You can hop on that. Like, the thing is, that thing can morph into anything. You can have a Charizard, you know, his tail, his fire on his tail could come useful in the cold areas, you know. Just unlimited fire in there, that's great. Not to mention unlimited water with Blastoise, you know, Hydro Cannons. That would be amazing. But then I look at it, and I come down to Bulbasaur. Freaking Bulbasaur, because Bulbasaur is cute. Like, Bulbasaur, man. Like, I don't know. I guess, you know, Bulbasaur. Just no reason, just Bulbasaur. Because Bulbasaur is my favorite. I pick Bulbasaur. Should probably like pick Cubone. Actually, thinking about it, fuck that. I picked them both, Cubone and Bulbasaur. Yeah. Do any of your relatives play Pokemon? Not really, because basically Slovenia here, we are basically barely gamers, handheld gamers. We are more PC gamers. Like, if you have this Street Pass on your 3DS, like this one, or basically this one that's got a capture card, this one has got capture card. I should probably like buy the new ones, but I don't feel like, I still cannot understand, like, Nintendo already like throwing new 3DSs at us. Like, seriously, we don't have all this money to get. But yeah, I'm probably gonna sell one of them and try to grab the other, but that's gonna happen maybe next year sometime. I'm probably gonna be forced because of the capture card. But back to it. Back to the question matter. No. Again, like I said, here in Slovenia, if I go walking in the city and, you know, street pass when, you know, other people having this in their pocket, it's not gonna happen. It's not. Even after the city being, you know, populated by like 40,000 people, it's still not gonna happen because barely anybody has this game, and what are the chances of him having it in their pockets? It's not gonna happen, sadly. Maybe in Ljubljana, our biggest city, but not in Celje, which is the third biggest city. So yeah, that's a little bit about Slovenia. Next one. How often do you think about Pokemon? Really? When I think about Pokemon, I guess it all comes down to strategy. Like, that's as far as I go when I go think about Pokemon. I want to like think about something that when I build a team, that's the time I think about Pokemon. Just thinking, what should work with this? Like, Mommy King combo is pretty great. You know, people could like, actually see this work, and maybe I can like change their mind in actually using this. Like, choice band for it, guys. Choice band for it for president. He is amazing. So again, you know, so stuff that could work on paper and that could potentially work in the game as well. You know, not everything works, but still depends on the situation. And I sometimes feel situational stuff are so interesting, and that is the situational stuff that I really want to dive myself into and kind of expose it to the world, to the global, so more people can get in and understand, hey, you know, maybe I can try doing this instead of standard this, or, you know, everybody has their own taste in things. Do it however you want. I'm just playing, experimenting, and the strategy experimental is probably the time I think about Pokemon. So I guess I could say, yeah, like I said, every time I make a new team, putting strategies into it, and maybe when people ask me Pokemon questions, and you know, I have a Pokemon channel, so thinking about Pokemon outside of that, still every now and again, I guess I could say. But it's not like I think about Pokemon all the freaking time, you know. Not at all. So I guess this was a question, but I'm also going to change it. While I did answer it, may as well change it as well. Your first team that won Elite Four first time, can you still remember them? Right. I still fully remember my first team. It was Venusaur level 100 with Sleep Powder, Solar Beam, Body Slam, and one more move I can't seem to remember right now. Sleep Powder, Solar Beam, Body Slam, and maybe Earthquake. I can't seem to say right now. I believe it gained Earthquake. No, I believe it didn't. Well, again, at least we remember 3, as well as the level, as well as Hunter that had Nightshade, Dream Eater, Hypnosis, and Sahik. That moveset I completely remember. It was level 81. Back in the days we didn't have Link Cable. I didn't know how to evolve Gengar. I kind of learned afterwards, but again, nobody had a Link Cable. With the second duration involved, me and my friends kind of, you know, trade around stuff and getting Steelix and things like that. Funnily enough, I never knew about Scizor, and yeah, that Pokemon was kind of you know, out of this world in the third gen. I was like, what the hell is this? Because it was not in the game. But again, off topic. Venusaur and Hunter. Hunter level 81, Venusaur level 100, going in, destroying lives. Those are the Pokemon that are the first Pokemon that I actually used first time going against Elite in old Red and Blue games. Only 2, guys. The rest were pretty much HM slaves, really. But that's why it was pretty much over leveled at that point. Next question. Do you hide the fact that you like Pokemon from your real life friends? Really, my best friend, for example, Luca, he's been supporting me tremendously. He knows about this channel, and you know, it's great to know like people that accept this, and just generally, it's not like I go around and scream, hey, I play Pokemon, I play this, you know. Sometimes you want to have hobby to yourself, and you know, the friends, you know, that you do have, not like a whole heck of a lot, but still, the friends, like if they ask me what I do have, I'm gonna tell them there's nothing to hold back, there is nothing to be ashamed of. You know, this is something that I enjoy, this is something I'm good at, and commentary, and just trying to play competitive and you know, share strategies. But like in my school, for example, that I'm taking place and trying to kind of you know, find new friends in, it's not like I'm gonna be like, hey, check out my channel when we are in the computer school. You know, I'm not gonna be doing that to that point. You know, it's like I feel like at that point you became a little bit of a big target. You know, you kind of wanna, like as I said, you know, want to have hobby to a certain limit. And if they ask me, I would have tell them. But until then, I'm gonna keep it to myself. But the friends outside, outside school, some of them know. Some of them are, well, basically, I even see some of the Slovenian people around. But really, we aren't even big of a gamers to begin with, especially on handheld to even bother. So I'm like one of the exceptions here. That's why I'm like one of the few PokeTubers from Slovenia. I know 2 others, but they kind of left and play some other games, and that's how that went. But yeah. Next question: what pets do you have that resemble Pokemon? I have 2 cats, but none of them really resemble a Pokemon. So I'm gonna change this question. Any glitches you encounter while playing Pokemon? I've talked about this before, yet again. This was in one of my other videos, but probably you guys haven't heard if you are a new subscriber of mine. Back in the 2nd Gen Gold and Silver days, there was this one place in Viridian City. There was this one trainer that had 3 stars that you can, face him every day, win or lose. It was one time, every day. And he somehow had a glitch that had him exposing only one Pokemon. That was a Kadabra level 240 using Pell Dance. I was blown away because that thing was destroying my team, and by the end of it, he completely ruined me in one shot. Pell Dance was destroying. The confusion was the only thing that could stop it, but he got a free turn without confusion, so everything was going against me at that point. Now, I had a friend who was also playing Pokemon. We were kind of a little bit competitive, like as far as a 6th grader goes competitive-wise. But he got me a Charizard level 100. I was like, I still know my typings back then. I know with grass I have 4-time resist, ladies and gentlemen. I know those things still. I guess a little bit more as an average person just going into it. It's like most Let's Players would probably not even just Let's Play would probably not even bother with this. But not saying still. I was like, okay, I have 4-time resist grass. This is on step. I was still like that. I know I can handle. And I took, I believe, about 2, barely, go for the fly, and lucky he kept on hitting himself, because fly, next turn he's gonna need to still have better chance of hitting himself. The confusion will eventually happen, and I keep on striking him down, because I was level 100, I couldn't see how much experience points I will get, sadly enough. I got 0, but I managed to take him out, and afterwards, that didn't happen again. That Kadabra was gone. It was a glitch. It wasn't on that cartridge I was showing before, but it was on my different cartridge. I believe it was on Pokemon Silver, but some people told me that it could be a mistake, a flaw on my own cartridge, like a one-time experience, because it differs from cartridge to cartridge and what's gonna happen, like all this missing goes, it basically being global fane and all. But the things I had, like 240 Kadabra in there, was definitely something different. But it was really, really interesting, because it was playable. It was a glitch that was actually playable to experience and actually beat. So that was my ultimate challenge, facing a 140 higher level Pokemon than you. 240, that is high level. Like, thank God that was not an Alakazam, because I would have been destroyed. So yeah, that is how that one went. I also heard I believe there was in the forum, there was a girl that was talking about Jinx, because back in the days we were on Regileague. I knew the admin there, Sky Pirate, Wasted Sky Pirate, Harry, and basically I was in the forums every now and again, trying to get involved a bit, and I was sharing that story, and she actually told me something very, very interesting. She had this encounter with the Jinx in the Ice Cavern, back in the Silver Gold Johto region area, that she faced with a level 60 Typhlosion or something. Like, this Typhlosion was over leveled, and this Jinx would like level 80, not 80, level 30 to 40, somewhere around that. She used a fire move, like a really powerful fire move. Was it Fire Punch? I can't seem to say, or was it? I believe it was Flamethrower that she used, and she didn't kill it. That's insane. There is no way a level 60 Typhlosion will fail to one-shot the Jinx at that level, especially at level 60. So what happened? She couldn't catch it. I believe she didn't have the Pokeballs, or did she? It's been a while, but I know that the stats, would it reset if you catch it? I can't seem to say. I should probably go back and check, because I can't seem to remember the whole story. I just know that that thing survived somehow, and it shouldn't have. Like, without a doubt, that could even destroy 2 of them, but that Jinx was something else. So the stats were probably messed up, and that special defense was way too great for its own for its own right. So yeah, those are the things, the interesting things that do happen every now and again, but they're super rare. So I was super lucky to get that Kadabra going, because it's the only real glitch outside of the glitches we know, like cloning in second gen. You know, you can clone items, but that's a known glitch. It's not the same as this, that you don't know how to activate, but it happened. That is a glitch that's special, and I was lucky enough to experience it and share it with you guys. So yeah, that is the glitch that I experienced in my game, and my god, I took this way too long to answer. But a little bit more, you know, back to the past, I guess. What Pokemon do you hate the most? I don't really hate Cress, because it's got Lunar Dance, and I like that move, and I like to use Lunar Dance all the time on Cresselia. For, you know, I don't hate Cresselia that much. It's typical, right? Lunar Dance is actually a very good move on Cresselia. More people should use it, but then they want to like keep on surviving with that freaking thing. I guess I could say Gliscor. Well, it's typical, you know, because competitive is like the one thing I really tend to struggle the most compared to everything else. But it's really, I don't like Gliscor. I kind of like him in the anime from what I've seen, like from the little episodes I've seen him back in Diamond and Pearl. But again, I can't seem to... It's like a big ass Zubat that is still part poison, which he is not, but he still has that immunity, which is more than great. And you know, just, I don't know, it's, I don't really hate it, but I guess part of me, while my team struggles, the second part is I just don't like that Pokemon as much as I would like to like it, but I just don't. So Gliscor is in this list. Surprisingly, the same Pokemon I hate, you know, I struggle facing. Which, you know, while I would like to say, you know, they don't have any, like, you know, compatibility surrounding them, but I guess it's so freaking used. Yeah, Blissey and all those things, I guess Chansey with some people, but I don't really face Chansey that much, you know. It's funny because people tend to feel that, you know, using this Pokemon is, like, they feel like a typical whore. Like, I actually feel like that, but honestly, I've barely faced Chanseys. Like, if you use this is like new things to me, you know. It's the total opposite. Gliscor, oh my god, those things are everywhere you go. So, yeah. Which cast form, next question. Which evolution do you like the best? Umbreon. No question, Umbreon. You know, basically the moon, it evolves in when it's nighttime, and I absolutely love its design. It's Umbreon, without a doubt. Then it would be Flareon. Which cast form cast form, really? Like, which is the best? I'm not gonna go into that, because honestly, like, all of them great. I guess, I believe one really looks like an alien ship. I guess I could say that one, but I'm not too sure which weather transformed him into that particular form. So I'm gonna change this question still. What weather do you like using the most? We got Drought, we got Sandstorm. I mean, basically we got Sandstorm, we got Hail, we got Sun, and we got Water. Rain Dance, Sunny Day, and so forth. From the ability aspect, or move aspect, I could say that I prefer Sun. I prefer Drought from the ability more than anything else. There's a reason why. Basically, with Sun, two types benefit from it, while under Rain, there's thunders that hit all the time. I still feel Sun has got this, has got a little bit more to give, because there are grass types that are weak towards fire, but they're gonna be outspeed most things, and they got Sleep Powder because they got Chlorophyll, and this is Venusaur, Executor, Blossom, Vileplume. You know, what else do we got? I believe even Jumpluff gets that, and that's insane if that's true, because that thing's speed is already insane. Lots of grass type actually surprisingly have this, and they are beasting. They are extreme power, especially Executor. Man, that thing is incredible. Harvesting is incredible, but Chlorophyll, that thing can become a threat. And most of these things have Sleep Powder, which means if you directly switch out to their counterparts, to their weaknesses like fire, better be sure that Sleep Powder misses, or your own Pokemon that can well, not really your only, but one of your only Pokemon that can semi-handle is going to be put to sleep, and after that it's going to be struggling times. So definitely I like that Sun benefits to typings, as well as, you know, give that kind of gets rid of that weakness to water on the turns that the Sun is up, and proceed to go from there. While Hail, you know, Hail I would like to really like because it's not used as much, and I'm a person that, you know, kind of likes to favoritize things that aren't as used. But then when it comes down to Hail, I'm like, your team is super limited. Like, there's just too much eyes going on, and Ice is, defensively speaking, one of the worst. Offensively is really good. Like, just look at Mamoswine. Like, there's only a few Pokemon that truly are immune to the likes of both of his stabs, such as Rotom Wash, for example. That's one of the few. But you know, it's Ice on its own. I feel like there's just not enough coverage, and that's why Hail doesn't really follow my favorite. While Rain is, I don't know. I feel like Rain is also nice, but you know, Rain mostly benefiting the water types. And then we got Sandstorm, but Sandstorm is like self-damaging move, and you need to make a team that is not gonna keep on self-damaging, but that little damage can be all that crucial, you know, depending on your team, and I just don't like taking damage, so I guess that could also go with Hail. What Sun and Rain are a little bit different from each other. So yeah, Drought, or better yet, in a move being called Sunny Day, that is my favorite weather to be up in place. Which Deoxys form is the best? This, I could say, like, from my personal experience, the only Deoxys form I've used is Deoxys Speed and Deoxys Attack. It depends on the team you face. Like, you cannot simply say, hey, attack form is better than defensive form, because honestly speaking, one-on-one, defensive form would win against attack form, because attack form barely has any defense to speak of, while the defensive form can still, you know, eat a move from this thing. None of them is really the best. Again, it all depends on what you want to achieve from this Pokemon and what kind of team it actually supports to begin with. Yeah, but that's about the Deoxys. Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres? I guess this question is, who do I prefer? Zapdos is aggressive, it's strong, it's, you know, it's out there, it's gonna shock you to death. Moltres is Olympian bird, you know, that sacred fire. I guess. Why does Moltres have sacred fire? Thinking about it, but then again, it's more special, right? Articuno. I love Articuno's design. The colors are so peaceful. It's unfortunate Stealth Rocks are famed for Articuno, especially like with that typing. I mean, offensively speaking, is not the best, but Articuno has got the bulk sometimes. It can definitely surprise if people don't bring Stealth Rocks. That thing's defense is something else. It really is. But still, you know, compared to the other two, they're probably, you know, much better orientated and much higher tier. Zapdos, for example, and one-on-one, there's no question about it, Articuno would struggle towards them both. But still, Articuno is definitely my favorite out of those three. Moltres comes second, and then comes Zapdos. What do we got next? Lugia or Ho-Oh? Already answered this. I love Ho-Oh for the mysterious, you know. My favorite legendary. Okay, for next is question of which two people do you want to tag. Now, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, if anybody out there wants to make this video, make it. You know, don't feel like you need to be called out or anything like that. You know, if you're gonna start your channel and wanna like answer this, you know, feel free to do so, and you know, let me know. But I got 4 people I want to tag. I want to hear their answers on these questions in form of a comment, because now we got no unlimited, you know, characters in the comments. You can pretty much write out anything you want. And then also we got you know, we got also audio. You know, you can make like an audio clip or something, because the first person I'm gonna tag doesn't really upload videos, but again, this is an optional thing. But she is a big part of YouTube, big part of this channel, and I would love to hear her answers on this. So the first person I'm gonna tag is gonna be Varia. Then afterwards, I'm gonna tag some of the Let's Players I watch nowadays. So I'm gonna start. With well, basically, I thought about tagging Skyrender Chris, but Chris was already tagged. Then I thought about tagging Raymond, but Raymond was already tagged as well. So I'm gonna tag. No, actually, I'm gonna tag Scissorsome. Yes, Scissorsome. I'm not too sure if you were tagged, but I want to hear your answers as well as Rukia. Let's Player Watch. Definitely go check her out, as well as go check out Scissorsome. Both great content providers, and as well as R-Chisel9. Ryland, as well. My God, I'm gonna keep on naming people. Verdilit, like I'm just gonna be honest. Like, if you don't know who Verdilit is, and if you haven't like checked his content, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I feel that like, you feel Joey is good. Yeah, he is amazing. But Verdilit, just saying, just Verdilit. Like seriously, like this guy is so undersubbed. His channel needs more. Like go check him out. Go check out his content. Incredible quality. Commentary is spot on, and I would definitely love to hear his answers on this. So basically, love to hear from Veria. We got Scissorsum. Then we got Rukia, Ralent, and Verdelet. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, those are the people that I'm gonna tag in this video. And if you're still around, then I don't know what to say. Like, wow, that's incredible. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, want to share it with others, you know, again, as I said, anybody can do this if they want to. It's all in their decision to make. So yeah, feel free to do so. Thank you very much for your continued support to my channel. If you're new to my channel and you want to stay around, watch my Pokemon Wafa Bells or Let's Plays of Kaizo and Nuzlocke I tend to do. You know, you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe and stay around and listen, as I'm gonna be annoying like that from Zelda, that Navi. Was it called Navi? That fairy that was all around Link all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna be annoying as Navi. Probably gonna try to fail at it. Who am I kidding? I'm always annoying. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care. Peace.